we look at South Africa's water resources, it has been estimated until recently that 2023 is D-Day for the whole country, when our water supply would be outstripped by the demand. Now in the Western Cape it's even earlier. The estimation there is 2013. There will not be enough water, and currently there are some areas in the country which are still faced with a big drought. But other parts of the country, I know it sounds silly to say we're going to run into a water problem or water scarcity problem with the big rains, the good rains that we've had this very season. But the estimations are, if we look at long-term averages and long-term demands, 2023 will be D-Day. Now you use a lot of water in your industry for a variety of purposes, and also you impact on the water, because you deal with waste and water loads with high organic, water wastes with high organic loads that are released many times in an unsustainable way. So you will have to address that. Let us look at the water situation in South Africa. To alleviate the problem, our government started building the Lesotho Islands water scheme. Phase 1 has been completed. There's many good and bad to say about this thing. At full implementation, it means that 40% of the water currently running via the Orange River here will have been from Lesotho taken to the Vaal River and run through the Vaal River. So 40% of the water will be taken via the industrial heartland of South Africa, and this means that there's a huge increase in pollution. And of course the pollution is then transferred from the Gauteng area down towards the agricultural areas at the lower Orange River, with huge economic implications. If we look at our water quality to use in your industry, now there are three issues with our water. The one being the acid mine drainage problem. You all know about it, you read about it in the media. The second one being the rising levels of chemicals in our water, which is not taken out by the traditional purification works, the municipal purification works, because purification, for those of you who maybe do not know, it entails you add a flocculant to the water. In other words, this will take out all the solids. Then you put it through a sand filter and you add chlorine, and that is it. Then you drink the water. And you need to remember that there's always somebody upstream of you and somebody downstream of you. In other words, the water that you are using in your abattoir has been used before, and it was waste before you took it out, or the municipal took it out. The municipal water quality is not good in South Africa, we all know about it, and this will definitely have an impact on your industry, since nobody wants to eat meat that has been washed with dirty water. So you'll have to really look at that. And the third aspect regarding water is just the availability of water. I already spoke about that D-Day, and then you're not going to have enough water. Currently you use about 1,000 liters of water per animal slaughtered. You will definitely have to look into water saving, because business as usual will not be an option in the near future. Just to get back to the quality of our water, the Green Drop report has been published by government in 2009, and in that you can go read it. It says about 30% of the sewage plants in our country is non-functional, and that is the kind of water that is purified again by government or by the municipal authorities, and that is the water that you use. I think the message that I'm trying to convey here is that you will have to start looking at purifying your own water, which means technologies such as reverse osmosis, and that requires a lot of energy, and once again then you're faced with the energy problem. The third aspect is climate change. Now climate change is a sort of a vague concept for many people, because it happens very slowly. But what I can tell you today is that all the projections that scientists made is currently being exceeded. In other words, the climate change is happening faster than all the scientists thought it would happen. In this photograph, you see a glacier. This photo was taken in 1875, and the very same area in the next photograph was the photo taken in 2004, and you can see the ice has disappeared. There's only some ice in the upper reaches of the mountain. The next photograph, 1950, not even so long ago, in Alaska, and the very same area in 2002, and you can see in the background the glacier is gone. Another one, 1914, the glacier here, and the same area in 24, as you can see there. Mount Hood in Oregon in the United States in August 1984, which is just a few years ago. You can see the ice there, and the same mountain in late summer 2002, and you can see the ice is disappearing. And then, of course, my favorite photograph. Here's a washing line, and you can see here positive proof of global warming. I always wonder what the clothing piece would look like that will be hanging there in a few years' time. But anyway, this is positive proof of global warming. To get more serious, 2010 has been one of the hottest years on record. It's no guesswork anymore. Global warming is happening, and there is only one thing that can be done about that by mankind, and that is to reduce our carbon footprint. And that will mean that your industry will be faced by measures to force you to reduce your energy consumption. To conclude, your industry will be faced with dirtier water, less water, an increase in energy rise, in energy prices, and it will be exacerbated by the whole impact of climate change. So what are the implications for your industry? Firstly and foremost, I think waste management needs to change in your industry. If you look at this diagram here, you see the most favored option is prevention of waste. If you cannot prevent the generation of waste, then you minimize it. If you cannot minimize it further, then you reuse your waste. If you cannot reuse it any further, then you recycle, then you recover any energy inherent in the waste, and only the last option must be the disposal of waste. Yet in South Africa, and worldwide, I might add, this pyramid is bottoms up. We tend to dispose our waste. If we think of waste, the first thing in our minds is dispose of it. Now you cannot throw anything away, because where is that away? You cannot throw anything away. You cannot get rid of it. It's always somewhere, and it remains in the environment where it does a lot of harm. So the whole mind frame will need to change. And the concept that I'm propagating here is, if you look at nature, you will not find waste in nature. Go into a forest, there's not a waste site somewhere in the forest. All the elements are in a cycle, and the one organism's waste is the resource of the next organism. And that is the kind of thinking that is necessary not only in your industry but in all industries. So what am I proposing? You will find later in this gathering of yours presentations on the generation of biogas. Now you've got a resource which currently you call a waste, and that resource is organic material. If you put organic material into a reactor and you allow it to ferment, you generate biogas. That biogas can be used to heat your water, it can be used to generate your electricity, it can be used to cool down your product after you've slaughtered the animals. And you can become immediately less reliant on the electricity and the energy needs. The increasing prices will influence you in a lesser way. You can also, of course, coupled with the water situation that I've spoken about, you will, I think, need to start purifying your own water in addition to what you receive from the municipalities. And that will need reverse osmosis, for instance, and for that you will also need energy. You can generate your own energy by using your resource, which you currently call a waste. The current practices of waste disposal in the red meat abattoir industry is unsustainable. It's not sustainable to dig a hole in the ground and chuck the blood and all the other stuff just in there and forget about it. It is purely not on, and you are in fact damaging your operation by throwing away a resource which you can make money of. You can generate income with that resource. So this is only one aspect which I feel very strong about, is that the thinking in your industry will really need to, we refer to it as a paradigm shift. In other words, start thinking that you do not have any wastes. You have resources for which you've just not determined the purpose. And with that message, I wish you all the best for this conference. I wish that you really learn a lot and also enjoy it a lot here in the fairest of Capes. And may you be blessed in your endeavors further. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you.